What is going on, everyone? My name is Jared Haas, and welcome back to another edition of NASCAR Mailbox. This weekend, we're going to take a look back at the action at Bristol Motor Speedway. Now, the round of 12 is set as we've seen Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Ty Gibbs, and Harrison Burton get eliminated from the playoffs. But now we're going to cut down from the round of 12 to the round of 8, and Joey Wells Dash Jr. 3PL says that Chase Briscoe will make it to the round of 8. He even predicts that he says he wins Martinsville, but the four, Blaney, Larson, Reddick, and Bell. Larson wins the championship. A little bit tough to win Martinsville and not advance the championship for, but I do want to talk about Chase Briscoe for a moment because he is definitely on a quiet little playoff run, starting with his walk-off win at uh, Darlington to get himself into playoffs, another good top 10 run this past weekend at Bristol. And if you look at his 2022 playoffs, the other time that he was in the championship playoffs, he had an insane run after Bristol. Now in the season, he scored 10 top 10 finishes. 6 of those top 10s came in the last 7 races, and Briscoe was in the round of 8. So Briscoe has been in those insane runs, to say the least, of where he's been consistently good. And this was a Stewart-Haas Racing team in 2022. This wasn't like prime Stewart-Haas Racing in 2018. This is a relatively recent Chase Briscoe action. So I don't think it's going to be too insane to say Chase Briscoe makes it in a round of 8. It's going to be really tough to make up those points. I know he's only about 7 out, but again, this is going to get tighter and tighter. And even if he makes it into the round of 8, the championship 4 is going to be really tough. You're going to make about 20 points. You're going to have to make up on your competitors in those 3 races, which is a really surmountable task unless you win a race. But Briscoe has been on a competitive run recently. He can still continue in that playoffs, and a lot of those races that he had those top tens at during those during that 2022 run, saw Talladega, the Roval, Las Vegas. Those are races that are in the championship this season. So I would not put it past me that Chase Briscoe can actually make it to the round of 8. I can see where he misses it, but don't count off the 14 team just yet. Now, the triumph from Chase Briscoe to a very disappointing season from John Hunter Nemechek. Again, a very dismal start, being involved in the incident lap 5, a terrible finish, and it's not really lived up to par for Legacy Motor Club. John Hunter Nemechek has only one more top 20 finish compared to the 15 Rick Ware racing car. Again, that's the 15 car. That's the part-time car. Justin Haley's outrunning John Hunter Nemechek ahead of him in points, but the 15 car has one finish, only one less top 20 finish than John Hunter Nemechek has. And this is really a disappointing outcome for John Hunter Nemechek this season. Has this been a build-up that it's been really tough for him because he made it up to the Cup Series in 2020, left front row, went back down to the Truck Series, competed with Kyle Busch Motorsports, then went to the Xfinity Series, and then jumped back to Cup to think this was going to be his cup of tea. And it really hasn't worked out this way. And I feel like John Hunter Nemechek should take the route of what Justin Allgaier's done, mainly being an Xfinity for life, because I don't want to say you're getting too old, but you have these hot, fresh prospects that come up every day. You have William Sawalich, you have Corey Heim, you've got a lot of names that are going to be filtering in here, and it feels like Legacy Motor Club is the Toyota, the Joe Gibbs Racing outcast. You have Eric Jones as your teammate, who was the top prospect until Christopher Bell came in. So, I mean, I think that'd be better for John Hunter Nemechek's career instead of being back of the pack and trying to compete with the back end of the field, is actually going out there and competing in the Xfinity Series in the 20 car. I mean, it's tough to say I'm not going to be competing on Sundays, but I question the decision of him going back up to Legacy and saying this is my return to the Cup Series, because it has been far from perfect and far from expectations that were set at the beginning of the season. So John Hunter Nemechek really struggling there. I would say he needs to go back down to the Xfinity Series, drive for a Joe Gibbs racing car, and compete for those championships and be the Justin Allgaier of the next 10, 15 years. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like and subscribe. That really gets our content out to you guys. And until next time, as always, have a great race weekend.
Trenton Worsham with FrontRush.com. Come back for more great racing videos. And if you like us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.